that's an interesting point. Like, and again, you guys would be noticing it too, but I'm noticing even a few years ago when we started, people we were making quite a lot of 5 to 7 minute films. Increasingly, it's getting down to 30 seconds. You know, you've got 30 seconds. People's attention, you know, just want something told quicker and quicker and quicker. There's a lot more campaign pieces now that people are wanting to do, say 4 little 30-second campaign clips as opposed to a 5-minute doco. Having said that, I think there's still some forums where people will use that kind of context. We still do quite a lot of 2 to 3 minute pieces, and they're great. They're great for the more, you know, your conference context where you're talking about what you do and you show a little film about it and that sort of thing, or on your website, that sort of thing.
What about for email purposes?
For email purposes, yeah,
Duration.
It's getting down to 90 seconds and down. You know, like that's what I'm finding more and more. We've just been asked to produce a whole lot of stuff that's in that 30 to 90 second bracket. But like I said, more and more we're getting asked to produce like a series of little campaign pieces as opposed to one longer piece. And for me, it's kind of like, well, we can do either way. You know, whatever suits best. We just kind of go, well, okay, what's your time frame? What's your budget? What's your, you know, and in a way, I guess, in terms of how I think about working with not-for-profits, like I say, I've got a great empathy for not-for-profits, having being one myself, loving this sector. I also understand a lot of the challenges. I also understand that a lot of the time, organisations we work with have to go and find funds to do something. They've got an idea, and sometimes that might be a 12-month process. But between the time we've first spoken, and they said, oh, we've got this idea, we want to do this, but we're going to need to go and get apply for a grant or do this or that, and we that's absolutely, we totally understand that type of context too. But yeah, it is definitely getting shorter. The challenge then is to say what you want to say in that short period of time, and in some ways that still requires a fair bit of thinking to get your message down to your 30, if it is a 30-second piece. Like sometimes a 30-second ad can be harder than a 3-minute piece. There's a generic sort of film that we can make about, pretty much we could almost make about any organisation, and that's a 2 to 3 minute piece where we literally come in and film for half a day based on a project with some interviews and some overlay, and really nice quality. And you're looking at anywhere generally between 3,000 and 5,000 for a piece like that. That's where our sort of market space is. But then to the ones where you want to script it, even say an ad, is actually, there's a lot more work in the actual, like Michael said, the development phase is where it is. If we're just coming in, you're running this great little project that's already existing, and you can say to us, yeah, on this date we want your crew to come in, and I've got these 3 people, I've got a facilitator, I'm going to interview a participant and the CEO. 3 interviews, and can you get some overlay of the activities happening? And we can do that, you know, like that's a really beautiful, simple project to do, and that's where you can keep the costs down because there's not all that development, planning, scripting. When you're starting to script and plan and develop, then that's when the time goes into meeting, talking, you know, working through your ideas, really thinking about what you're trying to say. So there's a whole pre-production element that's a lot more exhaustive, I suppose, and then you're reflecting on your branding and all those things in a different way.